All right, mic check. All right, cool. Good day, good day. But right off the bat, looks like Top Step is down once again. Here, let me mark off some of these session levels here. We have this PM session low, and then we got this London low, which is already marked. So yeah, these lows down here, we just swept out Asia low. We swept out London's low. We got SMT off of Asia low. We got a 30-minute divergence. So really, if we're bullish, this is where you want to see that bullish pressure pick up. All right, so I'm looking at a few things here. The weaker asset right now, Nasdaq pushed a little further. What was holding price down here? We got a few levels in between here that we need to see price break if it's going to be bullish. All right, 10 a.m. opening now. So I want to know how price responds at this 10 a.m. open. I feel like there's a lot going on right now. So many overlapping levels. Where's that 10 a.m. candle? Right here, yeah. So 10 a.m. opens here. Notice we don't go lower at all. Price immediately starts pushing back up. Got some imbalances up above. So I want to know how price responds in that 15-minute gap. Nice. Let's see if Top Step is really down. I know someone just someone was telling me Top Step was down. I haven't tried to sign in yet, but it looks like it's true. Oh wait, no. Top Step is working fine for me right now. Oh wait, no. It's a little bit weird. Actually, no, this is not working, bro. I don't know. Is it working? Are you guys on Top Step? It seems like it's working, but I don't know if I just pressed the wrong button or what. But I pressed buy and it went into a sell. Maybe I don't know. But from what I can see, right? Let's get into the market structure here. All right. So going back to the 4 hour and looking at yesterday's price action, right? Yesterday we called out the move textbook. Good job yesterday. You can just tell price was in a more ranging profile where we saw price push into this previous 4 hour low right here. When price was trading in here, this is where I was taking my buy trades at. All right. So this right here was a good area to look for buys. It looks like price was just up and down in this area. So not much we could have done other than the trades that we took. I think the trades I took yesterday were pretty solid when I went back and looked at my notes, right? So looking at today, we see this same level hold up, one retest, And then now we're getting these new 4-hour bullish candle lows where you see these 4-hour wicks are actually maintaining bullish structure for the most part. We're not closing below them. We swept out 2 of these here, closed back within the range. So now that leaves us with this current 6 a.m. candle right here. And I have the levels highlighted. These 4-hour zones are going to let me know if price wants to continue bullish or not. Right, and if you look yesterday, right, this is at 4-hour low. Look at how beautiful it held up. This is how I was able to maintain my bullish bias. We just got a lot of chop in the New York session, and then look at the PM session. 2 p.m. gives you the trade that we were waiting for all day, which sucks, but it's like, what can you do other than just sit on the charts all day and hope that you get a trade? But yesterday, 2 p.m. was the better time to trade. Our session was pure chop. 2 p.m. pure delivery. Once you get that new high made, what happens? You get the rebalance, accumulate, and make a new high here. So now I'm looking at this 2 p.m. area here, right, where we started to pick up speed, put in this lower high, makes another lower high, takes out the highs. Now we're pulling back, and price is sweeping out those lower highs. Yeah, these higher lows. I mean, price is sweeping out these higher lows. And let's see if price can maintain this bullish structure off of these levels. It looks like a clean power of 3. 9:30 opens lower. Right? 10 a.m. opens lower. So that's a good sign that price wants lower right now. And then if we can sit back and relax, we should see price start to absorb these sellers eventually and potentially give us a flip higher. Take a look at crypto. Crypto should be showing some life. Really nice. Look at crypto, right? Crypto yesterday. Let's look at that. It's strange how the times are a little different, but notice the same low that we were trading off of, that 6 a.m. candle essentially. Look at this low. Look at how price trades into it. Look at the reaction. I'm thinking we get a similar reaction here out of Nasdaq whenever it's ready to go, right? So we have this 30-minute SMT. I'll mark it off now. 30-minute divergence candle. It prints here, and we close underneath this red level here. So price is going to be bearish as long as it's underneath here, if you ask me. Price will be bearish underneath there. So if we can get price to flip this zone here, that right there will make me very confident to look for buys to go back to the high. ES, same type of deal. We closed underneath 9:30 from yesterday. We closed underneath this 2 a.m. level. So this red zone right here, I would want to see price get back above on a 5-minute chart at the very least before I start considering going bullish. And we might have some 5-minute gaps in this area that could be bearish that we could look to invert. Yeah, see this massive 5-minute bearish gap here. We could flip that. That's going to be the first step towards buy side. We got midnight price sitting in here. Notice, oh yeah, this looks nice, right? What do you notice, right? I see ES rejecting midnight with that SMT lower. And then I see Nasdaq fighting to get back above midnight. Okay, and then we know that in about 15 minutes this candle's going to close. So maybe this candle closes with like a wick off of this area, and then we'll look for the next candle to open up and continue higher. That would be fair game for sure. So I'm not going to do anything until 10:30. As usual, I want to see that first 30 minutes of price action. Give me a better idea of what to expect here. Right now, midnight seems to be a nice challenge for NASDAQ. Notice the 5-minute wicks off of this level. Failure to close through it so far. So price could want lower. Sweep out the early buyers real quick. Let's look at the macro. A lot of traders keep harping about this macro, bro. The macro is like a staple for ICT, right? I really don't care for it, but if we were trading the macro, what would we be looking at? We would see 940, 950. We see a sweep of sell side, sweep Asia low, and then you get this bullish gap right here. All the macro traders are looking for buys right now, right? They would be looking for buys out of probably this gap right here. But you would want to buy ES, of course, because ES is the one that offered the sweep, the flip. Maybe here, this is probably where you bought. Yeah, you definitely bought it down here if you're a macro trader. So maybe you got a little bit of profits, actually. You got the buy inside of this fair value gap, stop below the low. Yeah, you got a nice little move higher there. Not terrible. Not terrible at all. But what do you notice, right? Is price going to maintain this, not this gap right here, but this gap? It all depends on when you think the macro starts, but a lot of people say 945, so this would be a sweep. You don't see a market structure shift from this gap except for on ES you do. Right? You notice how ES takes this high. ES takes out the high. There's no market structure shift on NASDAQ, so I would say maybe you wait for this level to be taken. Once that level's taken, maybe you get in on this fair value gap, the original gap. Something like this with a buy down here. Maybe that is it, right? But you can see the macro pretty much hit a wall at these levels here. Reverse, get up under midnight, reverse. So what if you actually waited until 950? Where would the sweep be at 950? You get the sweep higher. You get the bearish gap. Sweep higher, 950. You get this bearish gap right here on ES. You get the SMT, bearish gap, and price is moving lower. But we'll see. Like, this is why I don't like the macro. Like, you could have literally played the short after 950 with the sweep of this high, create bearish gaps, or you could play the buy with the sweep of this low, break structure at 945, 950, and left this bullish gap right here. So let's see which one actually holds up. It looks like the shorts are holding up as long as you're underneath this midnight session right here, right? But it looks like Top Step is working. I don't know. Maybe it's down for some people. Let's check the Discord. All I know is never get a live account with Top Step. Because imagine if you have a live account, they can't just reverse your losses. If you're in a trade and you can't close it, that's real money. So they can't just put it back in there like they do on these. And this is why you wait for the first 30 minutes of price action inside of that 30-minute, inside of that new 4-hour candle. So you'll notice we have this new 4-hour candle opening at 10 a.m. We immediately trade lower. We immediately offer SMT. Now we're sweeping out this 15-minute low, 9 minutes left. So I'm just going to chill here, yeah. Wait it out until this candle closes. That'll give us a much better picture of what to expect off of these lows here. If we could start getting some wick action again off of this level, that would be awesome. Crypto pretty much confirming that there should be more upside somewhere today. But yeah, we'll just see what happens, man. Hopefully we can catch some good momentum to the upside. And once again, I'm going to start being a little bit more conservative with my trades. Yesterday, I think I did a good job at securing some profit with the first trade. But even better, this time I'll probably close the full trade instead of partials. Because something's up with New York session, bro. And it's just a matter of being a good trader, managing your positions a little better. And then once they launch, a lot of people think it might be weird when they launch that 24-hour markets. But I think that'll actually help me. I think that's going to be good for me because then I'll be able to hold my trade all session. And overnight into Asia session, sometimes Asia session, as you can see yesterday, if I was able to, let's say, get a two o'clock buy signal, if I was able to buy it, I may actually focus more on that 2 o'clock candle compared to that 10 a.m. candle, because now I know, I'm like, all right, if I'm in this 2 o'clock buy, I have all night for price to get where it needs to go. I probably wouldn't even want to trade morning session anymore. I'll probably just trade the PM session, because the PM session just the how you say, the hold up right now from me trading the PM session is because the market closes, and I don't want to be stuck in the trade when the market closes. But if the market doesn't close, I can anticipate, all right, let me just trade the two o'clock session after all of this garbage. That may actually be a really big bonus. And here we go. Here goes that speed. Right right towards the end of this 30-minute candle, showing us that it's gonna wick this area. Let's see if we can start getting involved here. Let's see if we can get involved here. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right, so first things first, right? We need to see a strong close above midnight, and you're about to get that. Another thing we noticed, beautiful rejection off of midnight for ES along with the SMT. So yeah, I'm gonna start getting ready for a trade here. See if this can add up for me. The earlier you get in this type of move, the better, because you can catch your quick scalp and just get out and be done for the day. You don't need to catch the full move, right? All right, so let's see here. We're inside of this 4-hour strike zone, correct? Yes, we are. Notice how it's holding up like a champion. And we're about to get this closure. I'm going to wait for 10:30 for sure, but I'm starting drawing up this trade idea right now. All right, nice. So what am I looking at, right? We can see there's a 15-minute divergence at the low. There's also a 15-minute divergence at the high, but at this point, because of the area of interest, I'm going to lean more on the bullish indications and ignore the short indications. I don't want to look for shorts unless we get a strong close underneath these lows on the higher time frame, right? So I'm basically bullish overall. All right, so with this, I see we have a 15-minute divergence right now, and then I marked off this 30-minute low as well to see if price wants to sweep out that 30-minute low. Okay, so that's that. And as you can see, price is trading directly back towards this 30-minute low. So maybe we get one more sweep lower, being that it's only 10:30. Right, price can work as low as it wants to go right now. Price can waste as much time as it wants right now before actually going higher, right? So we do take out this low here. All right, so let's see what happens now. Do we get a strong reaction off of this sweep? Or is price about to just completely rip through? I doubt it, right? We have this 30-minute gap up here that hasn't been filled. So I should actually highlight this as well. And then on the lower time frame, 5-minute chart, you can see where the resistance is stepping up at, right at these highs here. So why would I be worried about trading if we're stuck in this range? We're clearly holding this low, and then we're clearly holding these highs. So right now, this is an accumulation phase. I want to see price offer manipulation at the lows, maybe right here, right now. And then you can see maybe a climb back above these highs, break it, retest it so I know that it's holding strongly above it, and then go higher. All right, and here goes another 30-minute low down here that could be swept. Now that we've swept both of those, I want to know, can we get a divergence off of this low right here next? And if you go to like the 1-minute chart, you'll see it. It'll be clear as day. Like, look at this rejection. This level right here is a brick wall. And then you have price tried to trend up into this area. You had a high, a lower high, a high, lower high. Then you failed, made a lower low. Then you failed again here, made another lower low. I wish price was this easy to identify when it's about to break structure, right? You can see exactly where price broke structure to go lower. Boom, 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 break structure. Then price pulls back, gives you a little internal high, sweeps that internal high, and back lower. That's beautiful. I really wish price it was that easy to read. Most of the time, it's not like this though. But so far today has been pretty clean. Nice drive lower. Really nice. Good patience. I know a lot of people, like I said, the macro traders were trading this garbage. It's garbage. There's no other way to put it. First 30 minutes, accumulation, and now you're getting this bloodbath. Look at that. Let's go to 4-hour chart and see what is up. Let's see what is up here. Pushing back into the same 4-hour level from yesterday that was holding up. So now I have to mark this off as an area of interest. Oh, I already have it. Good job. Perfect. So now I'm looking at this area like, all right, if we get a strong close through here, notice these wicks down here pretty much created that structure. So this 30-minute low right here should maintain. And then same thing over here. Let's see. Yes. This low right here. $30-minute low. Which candle pretty much set this up? We did close through here, so this this range right here was pretty much the bottom, right? This 30-minute move lower, price didn't bother going any lower than that. So I would say this range right here is the next important setup. And all I'm doing is using the 4-hour rejections. That's all it is, right? These 4-hour candles are clear rejections. These wicks mean a lot to structure. And if we can get price to respect these areas, notice there is a 4-hour imbalance sitting right here as well that price is filling into on NASDAQ. So you get a strong reaction out of these levels, you know, all right, I can start looking for higher. So I'm going to sit back, see if we can get a decent recovery back above the same ideal. So now it's like, all right, if price gets back into here for one, then we can expect it to get to this level. And if we can break this level, then I can expect it to start to break out. But for now, I don't think I'm interested in shorts just yet. I'll need to see a 30-minute closure deep underneath this level right here. I don't think we get that, right? But if we do, then yeah, I'll be bearish. Hopefully this doesn't just waste the entire New York session going in one direction all day. Crazy. So now we just wait. Let's wait for this candle right here to close, which sucks, bro. There's 20 minutes left in that candle. Maybe watch this 15-minute chart here. These levels had good rejection on the 15-minute also. So yeah, let's see how this 15-minute candle prints. All right. Well, at this point, what's the deal? This is crazy, bro. This is crazy. Like, come on, bro. I'm almost tempted to just turn off my computer, bro. I don't see any way you get involved other than price breaks this support for the first time right here. The first break of this 5 minute resistance. You got slight SMT at the highs as well. The first break here, ES under midnight, free fall. Absolute free fall. Well, one thing you can say is the daily chart, we took out the high on NASDAQ, and now we're right at the lows here. So, hey, maybe this is the beginning of pure sell off. I'm still not a believer that price is bearish. You guys know me. If I see price just open up one way and then just free fall, that right there is already a red flag every single time. Slight SMT here, dump. And it just will not stop. Maybe I shouldn't trade today anyway. Unless or maybe I should do the opposite. Maybe I should just full port and hope that they reset it if I'm wrong. This is crazy. Let's check something else. Let's check the weekly. Let's check something that I haven't really been looking at. Maybe that's why price is so bearish. We took out that previous weekly high on ES, taking out previous weekly lows right now. I don't know. What about, okay, so we took out that previous monthly high. Maybe this is what is causing such uproar. When did we sweep that? What time exactly did we sweep that? That was Thursday last week. Price has been bleeding ever since. All right, so 11 minutes left in this candle. If we start getting a strong 30-minute closure underneath here, I'll consider shorts back down to previous daily low. Of course, you need a pullback. Pullback, show some weakness, and then dump. It's almost unbelievable, bro. Like, how does the market just wake up and decide Okay. I have everything I need to just drop 300 points, 400 points, right? What is our indication that price was ready to do such a thing? There was none. So notice we haven't retested any of these previous session lows for the most part. Asia low, we break it, no retest. London low, we break it, no retest. Now we're pushing towards this PM low from Tuesday. We've already broken that on NASDAQ. Then you have this London low. So maybe we get, I don't know, a V-shaped recovery back to the upside. But it's best for us to just sit on this higher time frame real quick and see what price has to offer. ES seems to be slowing down here. NASDAQ seems like it may want this low here. We'll see. This kind of like deviates all the way from my initial trading plan, right? We had a couple levels here. Let's check the 4-hour chart now. So really, yeah, there's still some bullish pressure down here. You can see how these wicks right here definitely gave price some life. This wick right here is still in motion. So what I would say is if I go to the lower time frame, what sessions are over here next to this? We have this Asia low. I'm gonna watch how price responds off of this Asia low inside of this red 4-hour area. That could be a clue. And same thing over here for ES. Looks like we have New York PM and then we have this Asia low here. So a few areas of interest that if price is bullish, it could start to flip and hold these areas. This zone is officially about to be closed through, so I'm actually gonna erase this zone and I'm gonna watch the session levels in this range for a potential pullback into it to short, or if price pulls back into it and gets above it, shows it wants to stay above it, then I can long it back towards midnight and back towards all the other areas of interest up above. But for now, no trades for me. I am in spectator mode while price decides to die. And I wish, like I said, I don't trade until 10:30. So there really wasn't any break and retest opportunities after 10:30. So no harm, no foul. All right, so here we go, right? Chilling. Hope you guys are chilling. You don't want to be sitting here staring at these conditions. These are already trash conditions, right? So what I'm noticing right away is we push down into this 4 hour zone and we have a beautiful manipulation move here that sends price flying, right? So naturally I'm like, okay, if we get underneath here, I want to see if price can flip back above this Asia low, which would be 25,104, and look at where you're seeing the rejection. So there's a commonality here where you see price is failing to get above this level so far. And if we look over here, we have a similar setup where we want to see price start to regain these session levels. And you see beautiful rejection off of those levels right now, which is a good start. We don't want to look for shorts, so we want to see something like what's happening right now. Push into it, reject, show you that there's some sort of resistance, and then absorb that resistance and break it with a clean retest showing you that price wants higher from here. And then you could see price start to work its way up. If we cannot get through this level, then that tells me price is likely to continue lower. I'm not sure how far price wants to continue, so that's why I don't want to short it. Similar to yesterday, right? Yesterday, this is what we saw. If we go back to like New York session, yeah, perfect. Right here. I remember this because 10 a.m., right? Price looked like it just wanted to keep going lower for the first part of the session here. You could see it's like, all right, maybe price just doesn't want to take the highs. But once price starts getting close to these lows down here, there's no reason to short because you don't know when price is going to find the bottom. And sure enough, price sweeps out this low. Maybe you get like a quick scalp to this low, but that's not really worth it. The risk to reward was terrible if you're shorting at the lows and you're targeting this low. And sure enough, the bottom was right around the corner. So anyone who was trying to short and hold for maybe this low or something like that got completely obliterated. Oh my goodness, look at this flip on crypto. Yeah, I think we're just bearish, guys. Oh my goodness, this was way up here like 20 minutes ago. And now you have a nasty wick sweeping out highs, filling in daily imbalance. Probably a 15-minute inversion. Yeah. These are very, very strong signs of downside. All right, well, if that's the case, price is not going to break this level then. Let's see if there's any other target. I'm not sure if I really want to short this, so daily chart, weekly chart. The previous weekly low would be way down here. So if price is truly going lower, we could see bloodshed for the rest of the week maybe. Wow, yo. 4 hour chart. What else is there? Yeah, this 4 hour low right here. 4 hour imbalance. Price is filling into. Crazy, man. I'm wondering, like, all right, so where do I position myself if I really wanted this short? Because we know that price is going to start being bearish. We called this last week. I've been saying it. This week, expect bearishness. But where do you position yourself to get involved here? It really isn't much unless you traded this pre-market. The first 15-minute gap this morning was like the only setup. You get a 15-minute gap up here. That's it. No higher time frame gap fill after that. Wow. And this was at 8 a.m. Nobody's trading at 8 a.m. What did we sweep out at 8 a.m.? So we swept this candle's high here, 2 to 6, yeah. This candle high gets swept, SMT off of that high. And that's your catalyst right there. Yep, that's your catalyst. And notice what we shorted out of. We shorted out of this 4-hour zone right here. Let's go look at it, see if there's anything in here that stands out. 15-minute chart. 4-hour zone. There's a 15-minute gap sitting inside of that 4-hour zone. Held up once, pushes back into it, sweeps that. Barely, not even a sweep, just drives into it. Sells off again. So how about this, right? If we're looking for price to find some sort of support, I want to see price drive into an area, which would be right here. Let's see if there's any 15-minute gaps or anything we could use in this area to send price higher. Look to our left, zoom in. So there's a small 15-minute gap sitting right here. That gave really nice rejection. And there's a BPR. So let's see if price is going to fill this area. We've already broken through it. So that probably tells you it's gonna get to this low then, huh? Liquidity. We break through the 15-minute bullish gap that sent price higher. There's nothing else in here that would get my attention. Maybe price trades to this low here. All right, maybe that could be a trade idea. Let's see. If price continues to maintain structure underneath here, then yeah, I would say that's a very reasonable approach. If price gets underneath this structure from yesterday, holds underneath it, which it looks like it is so far, we got a nice 5-minute rejection here. If price can continue to reject this level, then I would anticipate lower. Why not? Now we're starting to make sense of maybe where price is headed. Now we have to check on ES to make sure ES agrees with that narrative. 4-hour chart. Where's the most recent 4-hour wick? It would be here. Drag it over. Find some support inside of this wick that makes sense. And there it is. Nice. A beautiful 15-minute imbalance. This imbalance wasn't even filled yet. All right. So now let's zoom over. Have we broken it? Yes. And we retest it. This looks like a short. It's tough using structure that's so far away. That's the one thing I really try not to do because there's so much speculation involved, right? So much speculation. But if this is already mitigated and we just retest it after breaking it, then that tells me price is probably going to trade back to somewhere like this, maybe this previous candle high, retest this upper half of this candle or the lower half of the candle. So that's what I'm watching for here. If price wants lower, maybe that's what happens here. But first, we need to make sure price does not want to break this level. Give it a chance to retest a few times. It looks like we're going to get another retest. Cool. And then over here, make sure that I included the entire 15-minute candle that created the gap. I did not. So it would be all of this because we know that this candle is responsible for the gap. You don't want to get fixated on the gap. You really want to pay more attention to the actual candle that is a part of the gap because it's easy for a trader to be like, oh, we inverted this gap. This is no longer bullish. But silly, bro, the whole candle counts as the gap. Price could invert the gap and respect the base of this candle and get right back on track. See it all the time, right? All right, cool. So let's see what we get here. We might find some support right at the bottom of this zone. We'll see. We will see here. I would much rather want price to go higher, right, to fit that power of 3 profile. And if you're not familiar with power of 3, all that theory tells you is the higher time frame, which is the 4-hour chart, these candles typically open one direction very strongly, and then they tend to flip the other direction. So if you look, you see there's 2.5 hours left in this 4-hour candle. There's a good chance that price push down and then can turn around and create a wick similar to, let's see a good wick situation. Yeah, so like these candles here, this candle right here was very, very dark at one point, a black candle, and then it flips and boom, you see it goes the complete opposite way. Very algorithmic technique. It's called power of three, right? So that's what I like to see. I would love to see this start to show weakness and begin to flip. Why? Because now you're starting to notice, all right, we're tapping into very bullish territory. You see, the last time price was able to drive into this area here, you saw a nice reaction. Anything under 25,143, we saw a reaction here, push higher. Now we're back in this zone. We should see at least a small move higher. If not, then I'd say price was probably going to free fall down to this 24,842. So let's get this retest right now. There we go. Nice drive on ES. Looking for a strong break or a strong rejection. The EMA is telling us to stick bearish right now. No reason for me to buy it unless we can get above these resistance levels and flip this EMA. But right now it just looks extremely bearish. And then now let's look at the clock. It's 11:22, 30-minute candle. You see how price on this 30-minute chart as well is pushing back into this Asia low or this previous session low. Beautiful rejection. I mean, it doesn't look bad for shorts. Just give price all the time it needs to try and manipulate, just in case this is the bottom, right? You don't want to jump into a short too quick here. Give it a chance to retest as much as it wants to here. Looks like we're going to get another retest shortly. Here goes that retest. There's also that previous daily low sitting in here, which is the London low. So I don't have it marked off, but we closed underneath Asia, retested Asia. Now we're closing underneath that London and retesting that area. Crazy rejection right now. Boom, 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 boom. Let's go. Good job. Give us a strong push here. I want to see your best effort to go higher here. See if it fails. Because this is very bullish territory. So if price is bullish, you're going to see a quick climb right? We got that rejection. Really nice. We got a nice rejection here. So now my eyes go right back to this bearish gap. I wonder, all right, is this going to get absorbed? Are we going to flip this area? Or is price just going to push right back into that bearish gap and continue lower? Let me see. Let me see that. What? Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Good speed here. Very nice. All right, so what are you guys noticing, right? We're about to open this new 30-minute candle. Decent rejection so far on this 30-minute candle. If the next 30-minute candle can open up and offer more rejection, then I'm going to draw up a trade idea based off of that. And at this point, I'm just taking whatever the market has on the table here. We're showing lots of bearishness, and the longer we stay in bearish territory, right, the later it gets, the more that tells me price is just not interested in going higher right now, and I should start playing lower, right? You don't want to buy this, right? So if I'm not looking to buy it, I should probably look to short it. Beautiful rejection, right? You can see the pressure is just not letting up for the shorts. If you're trying to buy this, you're probably getting slapped in the face right now. All right, so we're opening this new 30-minute candle. I don't like how we're immediately selling off here. I want to see price retest this area. Notice there's no wick on this 5-minute candle. I want to see the new 30-minute candle open up higher, retest, so I can short lower. But now that we're opening up lower aggressively, this is not, it's not a bearish type of profile that I want to trade. So this probably will end up going bullish. If price gets too aggressive and takes out these lows right now, I'll probably anticipate price to start breaking out shortly. Yeah, this is probably gonna end up bullish. Price will probably sweep out this low, take out something, and then find that energy to go higher. I love the 30-minute rejection off of this range here. There's a wick at the high as well, but most importantly, the wick at the low. That gets my attention because we open up this new 30-minute candle and we immediately trade towards the low, telling me, all right, if this is a power of three situation, price will move opposite and then start to trade in the real direction afterwards. So now the waiting game begins. No reason for me to short once again, especially with this type of price action right now. I wanted a potential short if we were to open up strong and retest this area. Instead, we get a nice rejection candle that has not been retested with this new 30-minute candle. And as always, it's important to monitor your trade idea once there's a new 30-minute candle, new hourly candle. You want to monitor your idea just in case the new 30-minute candle starts to flip on you. Yeah, now it's starting to look extremely bearish. I'm sorry, pretty bullish because we haven't retested anything on the way down. It's a red flag. We're just free falling. No news out. Major red flag. Don't be surprised if like 2 hours from now we're way back up here again. All right, here we go. Here we go. Moment of truth, right? We already know 12 o'clock offers either a beautiful continuation or 12 o'clock will give us a masterful reversal. So, what I'm looking for now is can price maintain? You can see this low holding. This low's been holding for the past hour. If 12 o'clock can continue to hold this low, start flipping back above this previous daily level, flipping back above this previous session level, I will look to buy it and give price a chance to go higher. All right, I may even buy sooner depending on how price responds around this EMA. If we could flip this EMA, I may start looking to buy in here just because we get a good entry price. And you can get out up here, call it a day. Quick scalp type of trade, you know. So I want to know what happens in the next 10 to 15 minutes. If that's bullish, I'll look to buy it. And if you're still sticking around, if you're on stream, that's a testament to your patience. Good patience usually pays off. So let's see what we can catch here. Let's see what we can catch here. 12 o'clock. Check this 30-minute profile. We have a bottom wick right now. Maybe we get a deeper drive. Let's see. But right now, looks pretty solid. We have sweep of this low. Very small market structure shift. I don't see any higher time frame gaps yet. So we're chilling. We are chilling. .30-minute highs. Yeah, so this 30-minute high gets my attention. If I'm buying, I may just want to buy it up to that high, fill in that 30-minute bearish gap, and walk away, right? Don't even care after that gets hit. So let's see. All right, at this point, looks pretty obvious. We're about to rip. It's 12:18. Like I said, if you've been hanging out and you're patient, you can see we're building up some resistance. All right, you see price breaks this low right here. Breaks this low. We're about to close right back in the range. And I want to know, can can we start to claim this EMA? That's what I'm waiting on here. We got some nice rejection. Let's check the lower time frame, see if there's any bearish roadblocks in the way. So we have this bearish gap getting taken out now. This bearish gap here still in the way. So there's still a few roadblocks in the way. First things first, like I said, I want to see this EMA get claimed here, and that's going to open the door for higher. Price has been hanging out in this area way too long, and because it's 12 o'clock, I'm anticipating a reversal. We have higher time frame gaps up above. This 1 hour fair value gap should be filled. All right, and that's what I'm looking to trade, right? I'm not really looking to trade it way back up there. I just want to see if price can start respecting bullish structure to give us a sweep of this 30-minute or 1 hour candle high. All right. So let's give this a chance to close here. We're starting to break structure, and I think this is probably where I'm going to go long somewhere in this area. If I can cover this low. Oh, that sucks. That's a massive stop. I'll probably just go like a 50-point stop. Because once price gets going, it should just take off. A 50-point stop would be 5 micros. Go 10 micros for 1,000. And then look for like something like that. 25, 56. Yeah, like maybe like 55 at like 5 points in there, something like that, right? So we're chilling right now. I'm gonna try to get in once we start clearing. There we go. We did clear that EMA. Really nice. Really nice. Really nice. 5-minute candle. You get a nice closure through the EMA. Let's see if we can retest it. Maybe retest this level down in here. See if price wants to hold that for us. Get a clean scalp higher, fill that gap in, and call it a day. Cool. So my ideal entry would be about 55, 25,055. Stop underneath there. It's 12:22. This 30-minute candle looks like it's going to be a doji. Do we have SMT? Yeah, so we have a bullish SMT at this low. So I would say maybe we have to wait like 7 minutes, and then that next 30-minute candle should offer the retest that we're looking for to go higher. So yeah, that's the game plan. The next 30-minute candle in 7 minutes should give us a drive lower and then a expansion higher. All right, I'm actually going to take this here, knowing that I got 2 attempts. I want this right here. I want this right here, knowing that if it does pull back dramatically, I have 2 attempts, but I don't want to miss it, knowing that this is not that far away. 55 points for 60 TP at the high. 10 contracts. Let's get a push here. A nice rally would be appropriate. Really good push there. And we're looking for what price? 25,122. Okay, yeah. Really good push. And because this next candle will open up soon, maybe we open up that new candle inside of this bearish gap. That would be fire. But I just didn't want to miss this trade, so got in right away. Let's see, what are we running into here? Yeah, we should see some speed higher here. This area right here gets my attention. This previous session low, or is it a previous? Yeah, this Asia low. That gets my attention. That could be a roadblock. And then we have this previous daily level that we're tapping into right now. That could be a roadblock. So you want to see how price behaves at these levels right now. Well, looks like price just doesn't want to go anywhere, bro. About to stop me out here. We got a closure underneath that zone, and now it's this whole idea is pretty much scrap. It looks like we just swept this 30-minute high here, and that was all she wrote. Yeah, bro. Swept this 30-minute high on top of this previous daily low, and there goes price right back to the lows. I can't call it. All of this resistance, right? All of this hesitation, all of this refusal to go lower, just to go up how many points? 45 points. And once we got those 45 points, 50 points, you see price just sell off, which is trash, bro. But realistically, price shouldn't have broken this low. Price shouldn't have closed underneath here. So it's just trash. It's 12:46. Let's see how this 30-minute candle closes here. I'll look for one more idea. And I kind of shouldn't because I still think we're bullish, and that's probably going to get me smoked again. But we're diverging off of these lows once again. It's just so strange, bro. So strange, how, bro. Honestly, it's just New York session. Like this AM session, it has a tendency lately to do this. Look at it. You get these massive moves where you really don't get a chance to get in, and then it accumulates for the entire rest of the session, and then at 2 o'clock, watch 2 o'clock, you're gonna see the buys, specifically the buys, because this does not look bearish anymore. We keep getting underneath and rejecting this previous daily low, but look at the structure underneath it. It stalls out, gets weaker and weaker and weaker, and you're getting 30-minute divergences underneath that previous daily low. So it's just not showing me that bearishness that I would consider strength. It just looks like exhaustion at the lows, rejection here, but exhaustion, rejection, but exhaustion, as if it's just waiting for something. And then eventually you're going to see that random just spike higher and you won't be able to get in. It'll just take off, no retest, and fly away. Hey, so yeah, I'll hang out for another, 15 minutes just to see what happens here, bro. But I can't make sense of why price would sweep this high and be so aggressive unless it's still bearish. This is crazy. Sweeps the high, SMT at the low right now, but there's 10 minutes left in this candle. So I'll give price 10 minutes to close this 30-minute candle, and I want to see what happens. Does this close with a nice wick, or are we going to close like a 15-minute body below, 30-minute body below? 30 minutes probably going to be more confirmation that we need. Because look at all these wicks on the 30-minute chart. So this candle right here could turn into another wick. If this candle closes bearish, I'll probably just, yeah, I don't think I can short this, bro. It's just too hard to short. You're going to get those random drives higher. You don't know where to put your stop at. I would rather look for price to fill in this massive imbalance. 2-hour gap in an hour. 30-minute gap. 1-hour gap. I think I'm right, to be honest. The way we saw that speed coming out of here, I think I'm right. But it's just like, is price really going to make a move, or is it just going to keep going sideways like this? You don't want to get chopped out of your account. Man, this is what you call like time distortion. The market is clearly choosing not to go anywhere. Sweep a high, go lower. Sweep a low, go higher. So I like, okay, yeah. In order to take a buy, you need to see this 10-minute close through the EMA because we got that 5-minute closure. We got that first sign of strength for the buyers. We hit that daily level. Of course, there's probably a bunch of sellers at that level that need to be absorbed. So it's going to take some time for price to absorb. If it's going to go bullish, you need to see a 10-minute flip of this EMA for sure, yeah. 5-minute chart is just dead to me right now. Notice the 10-minute support is still holding. You see these lows yet to be broken. So if we get a 10-minute break of this EMA, then maybe that gives price enough momentum to actually clear this level of resistance, which I already knew there would be some rejection here, but that was way more rejection than I anticipated. I did not anticipate price to break all of this structure, bro. It's so crazy, man. And we're still holding this bearish gap, bro. I think we're just bearish, maybe. Yeah. Maybe we're just bearish, but we'll see because 12 o'clock came around and we got 12:30 candle giving us divergence at the low. So that was my sign that like, okay, maybe we start pushing higher. And then the 5-minute chart, we got a breakout right after 12, breaks the EMA, breaks this short-term resistance high, right? And then on top of that, there's a massive imbalance up above that hasn't been filled. So that's my draw. So everything that I wanted to target is still available. It just seems like we need more confirmation on the higher time frame before we can try again. Before I try again, I need to see this EMA and even this level here. You see how these wicks seem to be a problem for this 10-minute chart. I'm just hoping that when it does show that strength, it gives me a chance to buy it where before it hits TP and then continues on the TP. This level right here is going to be where you want to see price break through. Same thing over here on ES. We are in a dogfight for no reason, bro. Like, I promise you, like, I'm starting not to like this New York session. PM session may be the move. It just depends. Some days it's easy to trade. Price breaks out, gives you the confirmation, and we hit TP and we're done. Other days, you see price find every reason to reject for as long as possible. And then you get back on the charts, maybe Asia session or London session, and you see the same exact trade that I was drawing up in New York starts to play out perfectly in a completely different session, as if New York session just refused to pay the buyers. It looks like that's what's happening today. This EMA is a bulletproof wall for whatever reason, right? I don't know. So yeah, I'm just gonna watch this. I'll probably watch it until like 115 or so, just to see if price has some sort of strength. If not, I'll just take it for what it is. Got slapped in the face trying to buy into too many sellers, I guess. It's crazy, bro. Because it's not giving me any real indication that it's bearish, but yet it won't go anywhere. Like, what is this, bro? I don't know. 6 minutes. So here we are. We're about to close another 30-minute candle with more bullish divergence at the low. Like, come on, bro. I trade this model so much. Like, this is pure distortion right now. In what world do you just show so much exhaustion, but you can't even push? Notice we're making new highs here. No SMT off the 30-minute highs. Each chart is able to take out those highs. I wouldn't be surprised if later on price just skyrockets and then it's just like, bro, it's like they're forcing you to just be on the charts all day for the right move. There we go. Good speed here. Come on, man. Go to the 10-minute chart. Let's see if we can get a strong 10-minute breakout. My goodness, bro. My goodness, bro. It's probably not gonna go anywhere. Tomorrow's CPI. It's probably not gonna go anywhere until CPI. But I don't know, bro. We gotta start back testing Asia. Do something, bro, because I'm tired of this, bro. I'm tired of how the market can decide it just does not want to go anywhere. That's a scam. That's the only part that makes trading stupid. You sit here as if there's not enough people to buy this. You sit here as if there's not enough people to sell it. Come on, bro. We've been sitting in this same area since 10:50. 3 hours, 2 hours and 10 minutes of absolute nothing. And I guess they're trying to tell us for the past 2 hours there's not enough volume to do anything. I don't believe it. Might have to sue the stock exchanges, bro. They're scamming, bro. They are scamming, bro. Just go higher. It's almost like I should just put a buy limit at the lows. Every time price sweeps a low, it skyrockets higher. Sweeps a low, skyrockets higher. Here, we sweep this low, and now look, price wants to run higher. But I'm trying to buy at a logical point, being this 5-minute confirmation was enough for me. We break that high, we retest it, start showing that we want higher. I'm like, yeah, let me get that. But maybe I need to look at the 10-minute chart now. 5 minutes not enough. 10-minute confirmation, because if we're watching the 10-minute chart, there's really no confirmation at all so far to enter any trades all day. So maybe the 10-minute follows the 5-minute here shortly and gives you that break. We'll see. All right, cool. Here we go. My bad. Yeah, I'm still watching my kid here, but you can see if this was bearish, bro, we would have been selling a long time ago. This is the same trade we took yesterday. Now that I think about it, I took this buy yesterday off the same type of setup, right? We caught this buy up to this high, somewhere up in here, something like this. I can't remember what price, but we caught this buy up into this high. And look at what price does. Price consolidates for the entire New York session. But oh, what happens when the new 2 p.m. candle opens? You get the final move, which was this high. We were targeting this high at about 11 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock. I was looking at this high. And you see all the distortion in here. You got people like, oh, short, short, short. I'm like, bro, if you're shorting this, where are you shorting it to? Maybe to this low. You get lucky because technically this low shouldn't even be bothered. But NASDAQ is being weird lately. And it's just making sure to delay the move as long as possible. Price, if you're using my strategy, price was bullish right around 1040. Price didn't go anywhere and break out until 3 p.m., bro. Like, who's going to sit on the chart that long? It's like they know you're not on the chart that long. And then you get the bullish move that I called out 3 hours before it happens, right? And then now look today. Same exact setup. When you find that support, you expect price to break and retest and keep going. All I'm looking for is a 5-minute break and retest here. With this retest, I get a little bit, you could say, all right, maybe I should have waited. But with me, I understand that price is way, way overextended here. When you see price overextend one direction, that means that you should be getting ready for a quick move the other way because we sold off very quick, showing you that the buys can happen very quick. All right, typically that's how it works. Lately, you get a quick move in the opposite direction, and then the real move takes forever and a day to offer delivery back to the highs. Like, don't be surprised if by tomorrow we're right back at this high somewhere up here and this is the bottom. But it just takes 3 sessions for the buys to offer that buy side liquidity, right? I don't need this high, right? I don't care to trade it and hold it up to this high. I'm looking for the smallest scalp of about 70 points and it just doesn't want to move right now. It's not like I'm asking for a 200-point move, right? I know where price should go. I'm looking to get in and scalp $1,000 trade, right? In this case, let's say I bought it right here, just for example. I'm not going to buy it yet, but if I buy it right here, I can get $1,000 with 74 points. And that's not even a quarter. That's not even a fraction of this entire move back up if we're truly bullish from this low. 400 points up. We just dropped 400 points to the downside. It probably won't go that high. If we're bearish, maybe we get a retest of like halfway, 200 points. But the deal is every move that goes down has to rebalance. And every crazy move up has to rebalance. So even if we only push to halfway, something like this, where you see this 50% level get hit, 50% is still a significant move away. Let's go to the 10-minute EMA here, see if we break it yet. All right, so we have 5 minutes left, and we're finally pushing right back up. These lows still holding strong. No reason for me to short. If I'm shorting, I'm gambling, bro. The buys are the right side of the move. All I need is a clean. Let's go down to the lower time frame. Where was my entry the first time? I bought it. Let's see here. I bought it here. All right, yeah, so I bought it on the breakout of this resistance, right? On the lower time frame, you can see the walls that are creating the higher time frame wicks. So we break through here, and I buy it on this candle here. Nice, not bad at all. Now we're back at this same level of support that was holding price down, right? You can see price was rejecting here. And then we finally break it. All right. What was the resistance level that sent price lower? Here. So this is the next culprit that has to be broken. You would anticipate it to break because we've already rejected off of it. All right, we've already rejected this level. Yet when we reject it once, we reject it twice, we push all the way to these lows, and yet price still can't break this low, telling me that this is not really enough to send price like this, right? You want to see price break and continue lower if it's bearish. This level should get slaughtered, and we're gonna break it again here. As you can see, what's happening? Price is I might buy it right now and give it a chance, bro. Price is climbing right back above this level and holding it, and now it's probably gonna try to run away without me. So I'm gonna buy this. 10-minute candle just closed, right? Or it's about to. Yeah, I'll wait for this 10-minute candle to close, bro, because I already know. As soon as I get in, bro, it's gonna do something stupid. It's almost like the markets don't have a brain right now, bro. It's ridiculous, to be honest. So let's see if we can close through here and get a retest with this new 10-minute candle, because we're finally breaking the EMA. The same move that we were anticipating is literally happening once again. But this time you get a 10-minute break instead of a 5-minute break, which is fire. And if we can wait for this to close, I think we're going to get an entry where price should not take this low. This level should turn into hard resistance, which is what I was anticipating when I bought here. I'm thinking that maybe if price does pull back, it'll get right back going, and it decides to snake you out. Like, this is the part of trading that they don't teach you, you know? This is the part where you have to understand that just because price sweeps you out doesn't mean it's actually going that way. So give price a chance here to close. And as you can see, we're still rejecting this level somehow, some way. So we want to see price maintain this level here. If I can see price start to bounce like this and hold this level, I'll definitely buy it with my stop somewhere underneath one of these short-term lows. That's what you want to see right now. I want to see that happen right now. I don't want to see price get back up underneath this level. That way we know that the buyers or the buy algo is truly in control. And then I'll look for one more attempt on this buy here. Also, like I said, tomorrow is CPI, and I've already won 2 trades this week. So we had like a decent little win streak coming into yesterday. So you really don't, I'll try to control my expectations here. I don't want to get too married to this buy unless we really see price start to hold and give us a sign that it's like, all right, price is respecting bullish order flow. We're breaking through these barriers here, and this is already starting to look like a waste of time, bro. Here we go again. Somehow this level just keeps holding up. It's a scam, bro. Cause watch, it's gonna be a random candle and it's just gonna blast through it. And all the people who are shorting here are gonna be like, yo, what happened to previous day low? We broke it once already earlier, broke it twice earlier, broke it 3 times right here. And then, hold on, let's make sure this candle closed. All right, so there we go. We got this closure. Now you're gonna get this pullback. And it's very important for price to start finding support somewhere. All right, there's a fair value gap here. I don't want to see this gap get taken out. Otherwise, I'm going to just walk away, call it a day. I want to see price maintain. Maybe there's a higher time frame gap. Nice. So there's a 5-minute gap here. I want to see this gap show clear resistance. Otherwise, I don't think I'm going to trade this because it's going to go right back to the lows just for fun. Just to steal people's money. It's going to go right back to the lows if this doesn't hold up. Let's check on ES here. Nice. So we got identical 5-minute bullish gaps here with a EMA support in between. If this is bullish, you're going to see a beautiful wick. If it's not, it's going to close right through it. Which is like almost like teasing traders right now. Like, because now look, we got 3 minutes left in this candle. This candle can do whatever it wants to for the next 3 minutes. And then the last 10 seconds, wick back up. And there's nothing bearish about it. But 10-minute candle. The one thing I really like about what's happening, this new 10-minute candle opens up. Well, look at this, bro. We didn't even break the EMA over here, bro. What is this, bro? I don't know. This might not be it, bro. Look at how NASDAQ barely clips the EMA. And then ES doesn't at all. It just slams right back under it at the very last second. Oh, yeah, this might be it, bro. This might be ball game, guys. I hate when it does stuff like this where it pretends to be so bearish, but it won't go anywhere. Like, get out of here, bro. Get out of my face. What level are we hitting now? So we're back at the bottom half of this 5-minute support. Same support level over here, right? Where you see price closed through it once, got back above it, closed through it here, got right back above it again. And yeah, I don't think I'm gonna trade this, bro. It's like if you just go wait for price to hit this previous daily level and just press the short button, you don't need a strategy. You just need price to reject this level somehow, and it's giving you free money every single time. Extremely deep pullbacks. I don't know. I don't know, guys. What time is it? 1:15. Maybe it's gonna wait until 2 p.m. to give you a chance at this trade, because there seems to be like a block sitting right here. Previous daily low. And if you notice, ES isn't even bothering that previous daily low. If I clean up my chart here, still have those 30-minute highs, previous 30-minute highs resting up above. We have divergence at the low, like I mentioned earlier, showing that exhaustion. This 10-minute candle kind of like scares me off the buys though. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up, guys. I'll just take my loss today. Yeah, guy, I can't, because I don't want to short it. If you short this, you have to short it like up here, because anything down here is getting absorbed. If you hit that short button right now, it's likely to hit this low for 33 points and go right back up to your stop. So yeah, if you're bearish, you just want to short it up here. Yeah, bro. Yeah, that's that. I'm gonna wrap it up there. It's 1:15. Perfect. Yeah, good time to get out of here. I wish I was bearish, right? I wish I had a bearish setup. But if you guys have been watching me trade, you guys know I trade basically off of exhaustion. So these wicks up here, these don't show exhaustion unless you see a divergence. All right, so I see no divergence off of this, and I also see a massive void that is very, very likely to be filled. It just looks like it's not going to be filled during our session. It'll probably start around 2 o'clock, or maybe Asia session will fill in this gap. But for now, higher time frame. Price could probably just hang out in this area here. Yeah, this is unbelievable to be honest. What is this? Who programs a market to do something like this? This one's completely sideways. This one's trending down, taking out lows, no highs. Yeah, guys, be careful in this price action, yo. CPI tomorrow, maybe that's why. It does happen sometimes, but the thing that gets me typically is when you see the market open like it did and show you all of this volume. Look at all this expansion that the market had up its sleeve. This tells you that price is not worried about CPI tomorrow. But then randomly you see price decide to completely ball up here. And yeah, this just looks like a scam, bro. It's all good. Tomorrow, let me check the news real quick before I get out of here. Let's see what we got. CPI, unemployment claims. So pretty decent. Pretty decent tomorrow. Copy, paste. And I hate that the shorts are getting paid right now, bro, because if I was getting proper confirmation, my shorts would be underneath this low. Like a simple break and retest of this is an easy short, right? But if price continues to hold this, then I know that the shorts are gonna get absorbed. But you can see that there's a pretty decent range here. Not terrible, but price is just stuck right in between here. Who knows how long this is gonna last? And it could break lower, right? It could break lower and then go lower, or it could break higher and then go higher. But I'll take it for what it is. Hopefully January comes back and we can get on another win streak during the 10 a.m. window. If not, then I may have to start trading at 2 p.m. to catch that midday continuation. Look at this, bro. What is all of this, bro? I think it's the trade we took, yeah. That's the trade I took on Monday. Nice buy, right? You see, it's, bro. Some stuff is starting to get obvious. It's starting to be obvious that the market is stealing money. It's not really trying to offer a trend. It's not really trying to deliver. But as you see, yeah, tomorrow CPI 830, and then unemployment claims after that, it should be in the clear, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. We'll go from there. Nice. All right, yeah, you guys take care. I'm gonna hang out with my little boy here. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Later. Phew. That's over with. My goodness. Cool.